What is up, meal prepping fam? It's Bobby, and today we are gonna rock some beef meal prep that is easy on the old wallet because it's budget friendly, it's crazy easy to make, and you know, as always, it's gonna be monstrous on flavor. So let's rock some budget beef keto meal prep. Beef kefta, seasoned with spices, herbs, and garlic, and served with a lemony, garlicky yogurt dipping sauce, and veggie loaded pilaf with nuts, herbs, and citrus. So here's the deal, you guys. If you love keto meal prepping that is easy and huge on flavor, click that old subscribe button because we are rocking out new recipes every Friday in this kitchen, and I would love for you to join the Flav City community. All right, let's get started with the low carb veggie loaded pilaf. I'm preheating a large cast iron pan over medium high heat. I'm gonna drizzle in a couple teaspoons of avocado oil. You could also use grapeseed oil. I like both of those because they're a neutral flavored oil. Now I'm gonna start with the base or the aromatics of our pilaf. Go ahead and add half an onion that's been chopped, 2 cloves of minced garlic, a little pinch of pepper flakes for heat, and then this ingredient is optional, but it adds a lot of flavor and a little bit of bite. Shake in a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Because it's budget meal prepping, I don't want you to run out and buy one, but if you have it in the old pantry, definitely use it. Now let's finish this off by pinching in half a teaspoon of salt and a few cracks of black pepper, and give it a mix up. Now, normally a pilaf has rice, but we're obviously staying away from starchy, carby rice, so I'm using a boatload of veggies instead. I have some broccoli here, zucchini, and cauliflower. And check out the way I cut it. I cut it really fine. That way it cooks quickly. It's been about 6 minutes. Now check out my onions in here. They've sweat down a little bit. Those mustard seeds have infused a lot of flavor into that oil. Now it's time to tip the whole boat of veggies into the pan. Now let's think for a second, you guys. We have a boatload of veggies that just went in. I don't know where you buy your veggies, but mine come bland, that has no seasoning. So to get the most flavor out of those, we have to season now before the cooking actually starts. So go ahead and pinch over a half a teaspoon of salt.
It's not nearly enough.
Salt? Yeah, but okay. And then a few cracks of black pepper. And Desi's right, okay, it's probably gonna need more salt later on, but why would I over season it now and make it salty later on? You can always add more, but you can't take it away. All right, Desi?
That's right, Ben.
Thank you. Okay, now I want to cook these evenly so they kind of steam. I do not have a lid that fits my 13-inch cast iron pan, but I do have a monstrous sheet pan from the oven. Just slap that down, and I want the steam to cook the veggies through, but I don't want them to be mushy, right? I still want them to have a little bit of crunch. So let's check that after 5 minutes. All right, gonna leave the pilaf back here to do its thing. In the meantime, we can get rocking on the beef kefta. So in front of me, I have 2 pounds of grass-fed ground beef. We love the grass-fed kind in our house, and this is 80-20, meaning it's 80% beef to 20% fat. If you can find 70-30, it's even fattier, juicier, and a ton more flavor, but this is pretty much the standard. Now to season this guy, I'm gonna give it kind of a Middle Eastern, Mediterranean flavor, and if you're new to my channel, we zest, wait, see, we zest so much that even if I lose one, I go back here and I have 5 zesters because we zest everything in this kitchen. So let's start by adding the zest of half a lemon. It's gonna add some nice citrusy flavor to the beef. Then use the same zester and grate 2 cloves of garlic directly into the bowl. I like using the zester because it comes through nice and pureed on the bottom. A tablespoon of fresh mint is gonna be really fresh in there. Let's do the same with a tablespoon of fresh parsley. And then to up the flavor even more, I love adding spices to kind of ground beef kebabs or kefta. So let's start with my all-time favorite spice. In case you don't know, it's smoked paprika. I'll add a teaspoon and a half of that, a teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of dried thyme, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Add just under a teaspoon of kosher salt and a few cracks of black pepper. All right, before I mix that up, I wanna go back yonder and check on the pilaf. Let's take a peek. Perfect. See how those veggies are starting to wilt down a little bit? They're definitely getting softer. I'd say they have a few more minutes. All right, getting back to the beef. So basically what we added in there was a monstrous amount of flavor. Now when we cook this in a hot cast iron pan, it's gonna get nice and crusty on the outside and super juicy on the inside. So use your hands and mix up everything until it's very well combined. And also, you guys, leave comments below and let me know what kind of meal prep you want to see in the near future. I'm obviously loving rocking the keto recipes, and you guys seem to love them too. So let me know what kind of recipes you want to see, what kind of meal prep, and I will totally hook you up as always. Now grab some of the meat mixture, and then kind of press it between your hands to make sure everything's incorporated again. And then shape it into a roughly 2.5 inch shaped kefta, and then place it down on a clean platter. What's great about this recipe is that you feel like you're eating like a king, but it really is only a few bucks per meal. The beef can be bought on sale really cheap, even grass-fed beef. The one I got was on sale. And then stuff like zucchini, onions, cauliflower, broccoli is inexpensive. Pantry staples like spices cost like 50 to 60 cents an ounce. So you can really get a lot of flavor without breaking the old piggy bank. Although I doubt anyone watching has a piggy bank. Without breaking the city bank, how about that? Last beef kefta is down. Gonna wash my hands really quick. Now, before those beef kefta hit the hot cast iron pan and get super crusty, I'm gonna push them aside so we can bring the veggie pilaf up to the front because that is done. So check that out. The veggies have cooked down exactly the way I want it. They're soft, but they still have a little bit of their bite left. Now we could stop there, or we could up the flavor and the crunch even more by using some more of the same herbs. Let's shake in some fresh parsley, some fresh mint, add 2 tablespoons of chopped and roasted pecans for crunch. And then we still have a half a lemon, so we obviously have to finish this guy off. Add some more zest. That'll add a nice citrusy flavor. Then add the juice of half a lemon. Give it one last mix up. See, look at the color, you guys. You just know it's gonna taste good and that it's healthy and it's full of yumminess, but all I really care about is the flavor right now. Veggies have a little crunch, but then a ton of herbs, a ton of citrus, a good amount of spice, and those pecans are crunch-tastic. All right, that is done. Let me get the cast iron pans preheated and we can get the kefta in the pan. I'm preheating a cast iron pan over medium-high heat. I'm gonna drizzle in a couple more teaspoons of avocado oil. And I'm actually using 2 cast iron pans because I want this process to go really quick. Because the thing is, you can't overcrowd the pan. You have to leave room so they cook and get nice and crusty. So once you add the oil, you wanna wait 30 more seconds so that oil can heat up. It's all about being really hot, and as soon as you put the beef in, it has to make this noise. Now, if you have a nonstick pan, you could do that too. I just like the sear that the cast iron gives, and if you do not have a splatter guard, go on Amazon and get one. It'll make your cleanup a lot easier. I have 2. If you don't have one, I'll put down in the description box the link to the one I have. All right, the last thing we have to do is make the yogurt sauce, because think about it. Hot, crusty, juicy beef kefta dipped in a cool yogurt, garlic, lemon sauce. It is a match made in heaven. So in the bowl, I have 1 cup of full fat Greek yogurt. 3rd time's a charm, baby. Put the zest of half a lemon into the bowl. If you were worried I wasn't zesting enough the last few weeks, I'm definitely making up for it now. And then start with about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Add more of the fresh mint and the fresh parsley. Grate in a clove of garlic for just the right amount of garlic flavor. And then pinch in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a few cracks of black pepper. All right, let's check on the beef kefta. Beautiful. See the color on that crust? So much flavor. So I'm gonna flip those over, let them go for another 3 minutes, and then maybe hit the sides a little more, and then they're done. All right, the last of the kefta is out. It took about 8 minutes total. I flipped it 1 time. Nice and crusty on the outside and super duper juicy. I'm gonna push these aside because we do have to finish the yogurt sauce. The last ingredient is really good extra virgin olive oil. So go ahead and add a couple teaspoons directly to the yogurt. This stuff is from the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club. They deliver it to my house. It is honestly some of the best olive oil I've ever tried, and I have a promo code down in the description box. You get your first bottle for $1, so definitely try that out. All right, let's whisk up that goodness. Perfect, really lemony and nice and zingy. All right, we are done finally because I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm hungry. Less talking, more eating. Let's plate this dish. Let's put a big scoop of the veggie pilaf down on a plate and then top it with 3 of the beef kefta. And there it is, my friends, budget beef keto meal prepping like a boss. This is smelling so insane. I have to go in for a bite right now. Gotta make sure to dip it in the yogurt sauce. The sear on that beef is amazing. Inside it's juicy and spiced perfectly, but I love the hot beef with the cool, garlicky, lemony yogurt sauce. Dude, it's insane that we're eating this well for so cheap per meal. Get on the recipe, you guys. It is below in the description box along with the storage, the heating, the macros, all that good stuff that you need to be a rock star. So share the love, share this video, sub to my channel. If you want to see 2 more keto meal preps, they are streaming below me right now, but I will see you next week like I always do. Hashtag keep on cooking, mad love.